Hello, everyone. It's that time of year for back to school, and there's no better way to celebrate back to school than the Myrtle Wilks Center's Back to School Bash. Once again, thank you all for tuning in for another RIPS report. I'm Levi Freeman with Eastland County Today, and we want to thank our primary sponsor of Dental Excellence out of Stephenville and Eastland for all their continued support. Today, we are with the Myrtle Wilks Center Director himself, Mikey Pyatt. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Do you mind just telling us a little bit about yourself, kind of where you're from,
Sure.
kind of what brought you to where you are now?
Yeah. So I graduated south of here in Bryan, Texas. I like to say I'm married into Cisco. I married a valedictorian of Cisco High School in class of 2010. Brooke, that's my wife, her family, and her family's family is from Cisco. And so we met in college, been around, taught for a while. I was the youth pastor here for 6 years, and now I'm the community center director.
Wow. Yeah, love brings you all kinds of places, and we're glad that it brought you here to Eastland County and here in Cisco. And thanks for all the work that you're a part of in this back to school bash. Let's get right into it. What can people expect to see some of the main attractions for this year's Back to School Bash?
So Back to School Bash, historically, you can always expect some sense of water activities because it is brutally hot in August. So
absolutely,
we're going to have your water slides that we've gotten just used to loving. We have a rock climbing wall, food trucks, petting zoo, car show. We'll have the Lobos and the cheerleaders here. We'll do a Meet the Lobos where you can take selfies with some of the football players and cheerleaders. We'll open up with prayer over our school leaders, so over Cisco College, Cisco ISD, some of our preschools in the area. But it should be a blast. There's some new things, but we'll tease that later.
Awesome. And this is coming up real soon, but it's going to happen on Sunday, August 17th.
That's right.
And 6 to 8 p.m., correct?
Sort of. So we're actually going to be, the whole thing will be 6 to 9. So 6 to 8 is what all the attractions that you're used to. Then we'll have a finale from 8 to probably 9:30.
Awesome. So a little bit more to enjoy.
Yes.
This year. And is there any admission fee? And what would you say people should bring to have the best experience this year?
So the admission historically has always been a non-perishable food item for our food bank here called the Blessing Box. And so we're going to continue that tradition. We'll use it as a food drive for the underprivileged in our area. And so make sure you bring canned good, pasta, something non-perishable, but then you'll get a wristband and you'll get to enjoy all the free activities that we have. We do have some vendors that will cost some money. So our food trucks, I think there's like a Build-A-Bear vendor that's coming.
Oh, wow.
And so there's a little bit of cost with that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, all the fun is free.
Awesome. Well, I understand that the Myrtle Wilks Center has been putting this on for years now. And
yes.
We want to thank, everybody that's been part of that success and the support for the community. I was interested, could you tell us a little bit about the history of the Back to School Bash and what some of its original intent and purpose was?
So the Back to School Bash was put in place for just so that all kids, no matter what their socioeconomic background, no matter what opportunities they had through the summer, they get to look back before they start school and have something that they got to do that was fun. We know that there's some families in our area that can't afford vacations and to travel and stuff. And so the heart behind it was to just have everyone start school off on the right foot. And so that's kind of what it was. And it's morphed into something even bigger. I have a dream for it to be this resource for families in our area especially back to school bash is a crazy time as a parent with schedule pickup and school clothes shopping and have to get vaccinations and haircuts and all of these things. And so
Right.
I'm happy to announce that we'll have free haircuts at the bash, and so that's one less thing a parent has to do.
Yeah.
We actually have um, uh, an organization that donated a lot of free shoes. Most of them are, I would say, adult size, so it's going to be more for our junior high, high school age. But they just donated a bunch of free shoes, and so we're going to get to pass those out at the bash. So that's another thing that parents don't have to worry about if they find a size that works for their kid. But just a resource for the families in our area.
Wow. Wow. That's very powerful stuff. And I've rarely seen, events, I've traveled a little bit, not to brag or anything, but I've been around to
Yeah.
other parts of the country. And I haven't heard of something quite so impactful as something like this. So that's great to see. And I'm glad to see it growing as well. So is there anything especially new about this year's Back to School Bash that maybe you haven't even seen before?
So we do have a few things actually. And so last year was our first year of changing the time. So we've got it pushed back to try to get as much of that cool weather that we can. And so without keeping the kids up too late.
Right.
And so this is year 2 of that. And so we're going to continue that. But we were looking at all the offerings that we had, and there wasn't a whole lot of things for the little kids to do. And so we brought a petting zoo in this year, and so that will engage our little kids. And then our grand finale we have a magic show that's going to be in the church auditorium from 8 to 9. So doors will open at 8. And so you asked me earlier if they should bring anything. If they could bring a towel or a change of clothes so that they're getting off the water slide at 7:50 and then going to go into the magic show, that they have some sort of change of clothes or to dry off, just so we're not tracking all that water into the auditorium. Right. But no, we're excited about that.
Yeah.
It's Night Illusions. It's a husband and wife. They have an awesome show, jokes, magic, and then a little bit of the gospel. So we're excited about that.
Wow. Yeah, that's fun. I'm a sucker for illusionists and magic show type things. It's really cool. I've we have some collection even at Eastland County today if you're interested in some small tricks out there. But that'll be great. So wrap those non-perishable food goods in a towel and and get ready to have a good time. Is there anything else you would like people to know?
Just come at 6, be ready. If there's not parking in the front, we offer parking in the back of the building.
Awesome.
They'll just have to follow the sidewalk around to the back of our deli and they can enter into the patio. But the registration will be under the awning out front. You can find there, turn in your canned good, your non-perishable item, get your wristband, and then just start enjoying the day. We do have like a schedule of things going on, and so I can just spit that out real fast if we have the time.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Okay, so Meet the Lobos will be at 6, and so football team and cheerleaders will just be hanging out, and so you can get your picture taken with them or whatever. But then we'll kind of start kick off at about 6:05 with praying over our school officials, and then our little youth cheer program are going to introduce our cheerleaders who will do a performance, and then they'll pass it over to Coach Dennett who will introduce the boys. And so that's all happening from 6 to about 6:30. And then we'll break so that everybody can just go enjoy and not have a whole lot of things that they got to make sure they're back for. But we're doing a egg toss competition. So we'll have 3 different age groups, actually probably 4 if the college kids wants to get involved. But we'll have the elementary division kick off at 7:15, followed by the junior high, high school, and college. And so they'll have some prizes and ribbons for the winners of that. So just one of the participants have to be in the age group that we're doing, but they can grab a parent, they can grab a coach, a teacher, a friend, or whoever they want to be their partner. But one of them will have to be in the age group that we're doing.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying those rules for us. Yeah. Wow. What a lineup this year. It's going to be exciting, and definitely everybody should come out, there's something for everyone. I want to even go to the
Yes.
petting zoo. It's not just for kids.
Yeah.
Since this is the Rip Report, we have a few fun questions inspired by old Rip, the legendary horn toad, as we always do. Who or what would you like to rip a new one?
That's a good question. While we're on the topic of back to school bash, I'd love to rip a new one into bad weather that would force this event like indoors or postponed, or hot weather that just makes it brutally dreadful for everybody that comes. But we do have water activities,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah, you'll be prepared.
Yes.
Be prepared for. Hopefully, we won't have to rip
Yes.
the weather a new one. What is another rip-roaring good time that y'all have here at the Myrtle Wilks Community Center other than the Back to School Bash?
Yeah, so if you don't know, we're also home to Mountaintop Church. So we have awesome Sunday worship services that kick off at 10 a.m. But an event we throw that brings lots of people and is always a good time is our Daddy-Daughter Dance in February. And so it is for elementary age girls and their dads, and we usually have around 200 plus at that event. And so you can see those tickets start to go on sale in January. So we're excited about that.
Awesome. How can people at home or in their car, wherever you are, we don't judge, how can people get a hold of you?
So you can visit us at our website. It is www.myrtlewilkscenter.com. My contact is at the bottom of that email and phone number. You can also see all the services and things that are going on there as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Mikey, for being on the program today and all the hard work that you're putting into Back to School Bash and everything that goes on here. It means a lot to us and our community. So
yeah, I appreciate it.
And those of you at home, if you've enjoyed this show, feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment with your thoughts, and feel free, let us know if you're coming to the event and tag people that you want to see come to the Back to School Bash. And, once again, we want to thank our sponsor, Dental Excellence, for all their continued support. And this has been Rips Report with Levi Freeman from Eastland County Today. Until next time, stay ripped.